Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I'm your host, Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a great day, and above all else, trying to looking after yourselves and one another. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I have a new album review to do for you. It is the latest release from Joe Jackson called Hope and Fury. It is Joe Jackson's 22nd release. It is his follow-up studio release to his 2023 album, What a Racket, released on November 24th, 2023. Hope and Fury was released on April 10th, 2026 through Ear Music. The album was produced by Joe Jackson and Patrick Dillett. The album has been listed as alternative rock, Latin jazz, funk, pop, and rock. And after listening to this album, yeah, it is. Very much so. The album has an overall playing time of 34 minutes and 43 seconds and has 9 tracks in total. Now, there is another review written up on the album that's available online, and the review states in part, musically, the album is a cross between 2019's Fool, I was going to say Fuel, Fool, 1991's Laughter and Lust, and 1982's Night and Day. And another part of the review says this album is a return to Joe Jackson's own mainstream. And the term own mainstream is aptly put because Joe Jackson has always been one to be able to create his own form of pop music, own form of rock music, unique melodies, unique chord structures, and this album is very much a continuation of that. And as you know, with Joe Jackson, his ability to go from vaudeville from the previous album to pop and rock Latin, it, it's effortless. It's seamless. Now, playing on the album for Hope and Fury, you have Joe Jackson on vocals, keyboards, and piano. Longtime band member Graham Maybe on bass, Teddy Kumpel on guitar, Doug Yorel on drums, and joining the band on percussion, you have Paolo Stagnaro. Okay, now I've listened to this album quite a few times, and before we go any further, I'll show it to you. I have it here, and I'm going to try and show it to you. Hopefully it doesn't get cut off. There you go. That's it. That's all I can do because the background will cut it off. But there you go. It's done wonderfully. The album is beautifully done, wonderfully recorded, wonderful separation of the instruments. Again, 9 tracks in total. I'll go through the track listing with you. Track 1 is Welcome to Burning by Sea. Wonderful rhythmic piece, wonderful Latin percussion, heavy bass. There's a lot of heavy bass provided by Graham maybe on this album, and it's really prominent in the mix. The vocals on the chorus have a gang style quality, and there's a lot of call and response on this track in terms of the chorus. And for some odd reason, there is a very prominent snare drum that comes in that kind of cuts through all of the underpinning Latin percussion on the track. Wonderfully done. Track 2 is a song called I'm Not Sorry. Prominent drums on this track, wonderful piano passage, really good strong bass, wonderful use of bongos, and the verses come in on a breakdown section. So you have the instrumentation of the track, and when the verses come in, uh, there is a wonderful breakdown section, so you hear the verses really clearly. It's a really unique way to to arrange a track. And there's wonderful guitar chord crashes on the choruses. And this track, I'm Not Sorry, has to be one of the heaviest tracks on the album. The intro of the drums on the track, they do sound processed, but it is done live, you know. Wonderfully done. Track 3 is a song called Made God Laugh. It's mid-tempo piece with really great strong bass, wonderful melody. It is piano driven in some sections, and there is a wonderful guitar solo with wonderful tone on the solo, just beautifully done. As I go through my notes here. Track 4 is a piece called Do Do Do. Build up percussion on the intro. This piece has I was trying to figure out how to describe this track. It has a 60s mod feel to it in terms of the arrangement. Also, I'm hearing early influence, excuse me, influences of early Elvis Costello vibe on this. And what I'm hearing is the use of Farfisa organ. Really good, wonderful, strong drums on this track. You know, track five is a piece called Fabulous People. In my notes, I have here ass shaking rhythm, strong bass, more straightforward pop in terms of the other tracks on the album thus far. Wonderful piano chord stabs on the verses. And this track is basically the lyrics deal with someone trying to find their place in society and trying to be accepted, wanting to be a part of the fabulous people, quote unquote. Track six is a piece called After All This Time. Again, strong drums and percussion on this track, great guitar tone, strong bass, nice harmonies that come in, nice piano that underpins the track, and it's very melodic, very melodic. Track seven is a song called The Face. Latin vibe on this piece, nice twinning of lead guitar and violin. What I'm hearing is violin. Uh, Great melody. Again, gang style vocals on the breakdown section. Nice guitar solo and sprawling piano passage on this piece. You know, track eight is a song called "End of the Pier." Great track. Gradual build of piano that comes in, strong use of bass, subtle guitar chords, very percussive, has a bit of a jazz feel to it. Dramatic piano stabs on the choruses that come in as well. And the album ends off with See You in September. Lush grand piano chords that come in on this track. It's a mid-tempo piece, good subtle strings. It's very grand, very epic arrangement, strong use of bass. And in my notes I have here, for me, it's very reminiscent of the standard As Time Goes By. You know, that's what I hear when I hear this track. Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, Joe Jackson has always been one to come up with unique melodies, unique chord structures, and take existing, you know, chord structures that have been done before, but rearrange them and make them his own and make them very unique. And this is an album that is a continuation of that. It is wonderfully put together, wonderfully recorded, beautiful separation of instruments. Uh, to me, it sounds like Joe Jackson just hit the ground running with this album, with the ideas he had for the songs. And if you look at the cover, um, basically you have an individual standing on a beach with a cup of tea in his hand, looking off in the distance, very calm, very serene, and very indifferent to what's going on behind him because there's a burning building behind him and all chaos is breaking out there. But he's basically ignoring what's going on, and just minding his own business. Hence the title Hope and Fury, a bit of a tie in there with the title. Ladies and gentlemen, please check this album out. You can stream it on Spotify for free. You can stream it on YouTube. You can get your copy on amazon.com.co.uk.ca for something like $21.95. You can get it at your local record store. Please check it out. Joe Jackson is back. He will be doing a tour of North America and of Europe. The tour for North America, I do believe, starts in September. No, sorry, in May to September. Sorry, because Bill Schuster is going to that show in St. Louis. And the tour for Europe starts in December. So please check him out. And the tour for Europe is an extensive tour. So if you can catch him, please do. Um, Bill Schuster and I will be doing an album discussion on this release because he is a major fan of Joe Jackson, and I'm hopefully going to get him to help me do a concert review when he sees the show in June. So that's it for now. Please check out the album. Let me know what you think of the album in the comments below. Click like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep yourselves on top of any new content we've got coming up. We are now on X, so please follow us on X. And We're coming up with more show ideas and we're going to bring them to you as soon as we possibly can. So again, please look after yourselves and one another, and I'll see you soon again on Music Den. Okay? Have a great day. Bye for now.